Greetings everyone. This is Bindu Potanapu. Welcome to School of Consciousness. Today I'm bringing you an interesting topic from the book Think Yourself Rich: Novel's Secret of Money Magnetism. Today we're going to learn 10 simple secrets used by the world's richest people to magnetize money. Money is a man made commodity. In itself, it has no value, but is a symbol of man's creative ideas, his labor, and his time and effort. To magnetize and attract money, or its equivalents, in goods and possessions, you must understand certain laws that govern money and its accumulation. A man once discovered a gold mine in Nevada in the early days when there were few cars. He ran out of water, and as he lay dying, he scribbled on a piece of paper, "I would give everything in my gold mine for 1 cup of water." Money is important, for with it you can buy the things you need to give you comfort, health, happiness, and security. But money in itself, when accumulated for its own sake, seldom brings happiness or peace of mind. In learning how to make your mind a money magnet, we shall find out the basic economic laws that govern and control money, but also the ways in which you can magnetize and attract to yourself the equivalents of money, such as houses, lands, cars, jewels, fur coats, trips to Europe, education for your children, and other things of value. The same magnetic principle applies to these money equivalents, and many times you will magnetize and attract these things even though you do not have a great deal of money. The law of magnetism applies to all created things. All atoms and molecules are held together by invisible flow of magnetism. When you want to attract something, it is necessary that you cause your mind to project magnetism to the outer world and magnetize what you wish to attract. You will see this law of magnetism or attraction at work in every sphere of action. Golfers join a club where they can meet others interested in that sport. Racetrack enthusiasts gather at thousands to bet on horses. They are driven there by the magnetic law of attraction. Sky enthusiasts flock to their winter sports under the same law. You magnetize and attract what you are most interested in. The four different forms of magnetism that exist. In learning how to make your mind a money magnet, it is important that you first learn of the four different forms of magnetism that exist in the world. You can then choose that particular form that you desire for attracting whatever you choose. 1. Mental magnetism. 2. Physical magnetism. 3. Material magnetism. 4. Spiritual magnetism. It is important for you to know which form of magnetism you will use to invoke the law of magnetic attraction. In the study of 10,000 famous and rich people throughout history over a period of 25 years, I discovered that the first and the most important secret that was used by all of them to magnetize and attract money was that they were able to build a powerful mental magnetism by desiring money and the things that money can do. So let's learn the 10 secrets used by the world's richest people to magnetize money. 1. A desire to do good for the world and help others. Desire for success creates mental magnetism and drives a person in the direction of what he desires. If you have an intense desire to succeed so you can do something of value for the world, the chances are that you will attract all the money you need to fulfill that ambition perfectly. The fortune of Andrew Carnegie was won by a poor immigrant boy who had a desire to help the expanding economy of his adopted country through a knowledge of steel making. Not only did Carnegie become one of the wealthiest men of his time, but he gave 1,200 public libraries to America, donated the cultural institute known as Carnegie Hall in New York City to the people, and also endowed the Carnegie Institute. It is estimated that he gave more than $500 million in charitable donations to the country that had made him rich. Carnegie used all four forms of magnetism given here: mental magnetism, the desire to help others; physical magnetism, the stirring of creative power in his brain and body that gave him the strength and health to achieve his goal; material magnetism, the attraction of money and its intelligence used when he had accumulated a fortune; and spiritual magnetism, in developing faith in the higher power that guided him to his life destiny, and the application of spiritual principles of good, charity, love of humanity, and giving beauty to the world. You can make your mind a money magnet by running this magnetic principle through the filaments of your brain. Look around you and see in what way you can create something that will benefit other people, something that will help humanity rise higher, suffer less, enjoy more, become greater, achieve higher goals, and then ask your subconscious mind to guide you to the work that can help you attain this magnetic goal. When you discover what is it, you can become rich and famous. This magnetic discovery. Number 2, you can make your mind a money magnet by releasing the power of your creative imagination. The first man who saw a bird flying and imagined that man would one day grow wings had a preview glimpse of the modern jetliner and man's flight to the moon and back. When some ancient cave dweller first saw a stone rolling down a hillside and imagined what it would be like to attach a round object to a cart, giving it mobility, the wheel was born. Scientists say the wheel was one of the greatest of all inventions and laid the foundation for our modern age of machines and industry. You can create money magnetism within your mind by imagining what you will do to build a fortune. You can project mental images of what you will do with your money. You can build your mental bank account and see money piling up. See yourself writing checks for things you want. Sit down each day and build a sense of money awareness. Cut pieces of newspaper out the size of money and mentally stack it, labeling them each one $100,000 until you have built a stack of $1 million. As you build your money sense, you will be automatically using physical magnetism and creating within your brain the desire and intense energy to produce the money you have created in your imagination. Ford built $1 billion empire with this magnetic secret. When Henry Ford imagined cars being created on an assembly line, he was invoking mental magnetism through his creative imagination, and he was on his way to building $1 billion empire. One day, Ford imagined a motor that was radically different from the motor of that day. He called in his engineers and told them he wanted them to produce a V8 motor for his cars. They told him it couldn't be done. He told them to go away and keep trying until they accomplished it. 6 months later, they perfected the V8 motor, or that revolutionized the motor industry and brought Ford additional millions. How a man built a multi-million-dollar fortune. A man named Dr. Thomas B. Welch was a church-going man who disliked liquor and wondered if he couldn't discover some substitute that would be as enjoyable as a drink without intoxicating people. With this magnetic thought to do good for humanity, he started to search for something he could use as a substitute for alcohol. He lived in Vineland, New Jersey, where there were plenty of Concord grapes. So Dr. Welch began to squeeze grapes and put the juice into bottles. He began to give some of the bottles to his local church, and soon people were demanding Welch grape juice. In a short time, he was bottling hundreds of bottles of grape juice and selling it to stores. In a few years, Welch grape juice became one of the biggest sellers in America and incidentally made Dr. Welch and his family rich. Number 3. Daring to dream big and wanting to achieve something great helps magnetize your mind centers with money power. Most of the great fortunes created by those whose lives I studied were the results of their daring to dream big. These people had unlimited vision and the courage to achieve the seemingly impossible dream. Hilton had a dream in which his hotels encircled the globe. He achieved this dream through his daring to believe it was possible. Onassis dreamed of a fleet of ships that would visit every port on earth, and a struggling deckhand who worked on the others achieved $1 billion fortune. Leonardo da Vinci dreamed of a flying machine and invented the world's first motorless plane. He wrote on this design these prophetic words: "Man shall one day grow wings." Now the impossible dream of reaching the moon and the planets is on the road to fulfillment. We have conquered the moon and soon will be visiting other planets. Dare to dream the big dream. See yourself rich and powerful. Visualize yourself living in a beautiful home. See the car you want to drive as being luxurious. Visualize yourself owning your own business and becoming a millionaire. Number 4. Unimpeded vision of the future with its vast potentials has accounted for the building of many great fortunes in the past. See your possibilities as being infinite, no matter your present limitations of education or environment. Many people who live in small cities often complain, how can one achieve riches when one's opportunities are limited by living in a small town or city? A man named Peter Cooper lived in a little village named Pella in Iowa. It has few opportunities to get rich, so this man began to search elsewhere for his opportunities. One day, he read an ad in a big city newspaper telling of business opportunities which required small investment. It was a business making a rolling window screen. At the time, this concern had only 3 employees. Peter Cooper, with his expanded vision, decided to move the manufacturing firm to his small town, giving employment to his fellow citizens. Within a short time, Cooper's business grew and expanded until he had 500 employees and the factory spread over 200,000 square feet. It put the town of Pella, Iowa on the map. In fact, Cooper was so proud of his hometown that he called his products Pella roll screens, Pella Venetian blinds, and Pella casement windows. Number 5. Find a basic human need and then fill that need. You will receive not only riches and recognition, but you will arouse mental magnetism because you're working to give something of value to the world. Number 6. Create something that will help beautify the world and you will attract a fortune. A man named Henry Rosenfield, using this magnetic secret, decided he would make stylish dresses available to all women. He had tremendous competition, but he decided to turn out gowns that retailed as high as $100 at the rock bottom prices. His first big order came from New York, Best & Co. When he sold them an order of 5,000 flannel gowns for only $9.75, he didn't even have an office in which to write up the first order. From that beginning, he went on build a business that grossed 15 million a year, and he became one of the richest and biggest men in the dress business. Rosenfield likes to tell the story of how he programmed himself to become a millionaire. When he was only 9 years of age, he promised his mother that by the time he was 35 years old, he would be a millionaire. He said the happiest day of his life was on his 35th birthday, when he was able to show his mother a bank book with the sum of 1 million in his name. One man used this magnetic desire to bring beauty to women. He got the idea of bringing home permanent waves to them without the fuss and bother of sitting in the beauty parlor by paying from $15 to $30 for a permanent wave. This man had only $1,000 when he hit on the idea of making a home beauty kit that would give women good permanent waves at home. He called his product Tony Home Permanent, and within a short time, he was selling 2 million kits a month. Life magazine told this fascinating story of this man who later sold his company for $20 million. Number 7. One of the quickest ways to magnetize your brain centers is through the expression of faith. Have faith in yourself first. Know that you will attract the fortune you desire. Second, have faith in your product, for only when you believe in something with all your heart and soul, you can inspire others to buy that product. A very inferior shoe salesman in New York could hardly sell a pair of shoes. He was timid, negative, and constantly felt that he was not impressing his customer with the necessity of buying his product. He began to study these principles of success, and after 3 months, he decided that he had more to give to the world than he could in such a limited field. He saw an ad one day telling of a school that trained men to be super salesmen in insurance. He took this course and began to have faith in himself that he could become one of the best salesmen in that field. Within 6 months, from the time he finished his course, he was working for one of the biggest life insurance companies in the world. He had such confidence in himself that he was selected to go to the branches of the companies all over America and train salesmen. His salary jumped from 1,000 a year into 45,000 bracket. Faith changed his whole approach to life and opened his eyes to his hidden potential for greater success. Number 8. One of the most powerful methods of building money magnetism is to use the power of visualization and project the mental images of things you want into your life. This art of fantasia, as it is in Italian, is the mental exercise in which you sit quietly and hold your mind the things that you want to do. If it is a large sum of money like $10,000 or more, you sit for a few moments visualizing yourself getting the money, and then you mentally spend it on the things you want. This art of fantasia is different from the mere act of imagining what it would be like to have $10,000. In the art of fantasia, you mentally project yourself into the future scene and actually experience the emotional impact of how you would feel and act if you were suddenly had that money. You might visualize yourself winning it through a lottery or by entering into a contest. You see yourself putting it into the bank. You mentally draw on that money and see yourself buying the things you desire. The art of fantasia works miracles, for it seems to trigger some subconscious powers that causes you to do things you are fantasizing. Number 9. Most of the world's richest men magnetize their brain centers through the quality of resourcefulness. They did not always accept the limitations of their times and many discouragements they ran into. They forged ahead using resourcefulness to show them new ways to achieve their highest goals. Number 10. One of the most magnetic properties which you can put into your mind is enthusiasm. If you feel enthusiastic about something, that emotion will reach out and magnetize others with the same quality of enthusiasm. Everyday practice projecting enthusiasm into your personality. When you approach a prospect to make a sale, show your enthusiasm and you will arouse that person you're trying to sell, as enthusiasm is contagious. When you share an experience with another person, be enthusiastic and he will usually respond with the same emotion. Points to remember: money is a man made commodity subject to the laws of economics as well as the law of magnetic attraction. The law of gravity or magnetism works to keep heavenly bodies in their orbits, and the same power works mentally, physically, materially, and spiritually to bring you whatever you need to fulfill your destiny perfectly. The richest people in the world are those who stir magnetic centers in the consciousness of others through service or by giving something of value to the world. The love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. Desire money for the good you can do. It will furnish you with a powerful magnet that will attract all the money you need. Use the magnetism of desire to bring you money and make you a magnetic center for creative ideas that can make you rich. Dr. Welsh built a multi-million-dollar fortune by having a desire to give a non-alcoholic beverage to the world. He developed Welsh grape juice. Release the creative power of your imagination to start the flow of money magnetism to your higher mind centers. Build money awareness by practicing on cutout papers and labeling them 100,000 each until you have magnetized $1,000,000. A higher master motive than merely wanting money can magnetize your brain centers and cause you to attract fame, fortune, and success in every part of your life. Expand your consciousness to big things through the big dream of success and riches. A small town man with a big vision built one of the biggest firms in his town that employed 500 people and put the town of Pella, Iowa on the map. A desire to build a beautiful world has built some of the world's greatest fortune through beauty products, home products, architecture, manufacturing of cars, and dozens of other items that give usefulness and beauty to the world. Use the magnetic property of faith to bring you money and fame. I hope these 10 principles of how to attract money has been very useful. So let's all use this 10 secrets used by the world's richest people to magnetize money, to make ourselves a money magnet. Thank you for listening. Welcome to School of Consciousness.